All right, we're out here and it's Tuesday night and we just got home from the golf cart shop. Brandon and I had to deliver a golf cart way south and just got back here. But anyway, it's been busy. Busy at the cart shop. I think, what have we sold? I don't know, 8 or 9 carts?
I know we sold 4 this week.
4 this week, and tonight's what's Tuesday? All right, so I think it's like 9 since last Monday. So it's been crazy busy and really hectic. And those 9 carts that we sold, we sort of had them readily available, for us. And but now we're down to 2 again. So now we got to replenish and build more, which is rough right now because there's a lot of maintenance going on. A lot of people's carts are broke. Right now it's busy. But so there's not been a lot done the last couple nights. We cleaned the shop up and I worked on my dad's golf cart a little bit. I got some body mounts and such to do. I worked on that a little bit. I had to get some studs for that little guy there, the little DRR. Brandon and Kyla. Brandon rode the 784AA there, the yellow 4-wheeler. Kyla rode hers yesterday, which was, oh goodness, yeah, that was Monday. So, boy, the time seems to run into one another. So the last time Brandon was in the shop was on Sunday when we was doing all the cleaning and all that kind of stuff, and then they went and rode yesterday. I did not go with them, and so unfortunately we have no video of any of that, but they did go riding yesterday, and they did work with the little youth riders a little bit yesterday afternoon late. And I stayed here, stayed at work late last night, and then I also come out here and worked on my dad's cart a little bit out here. But tonight's project, I've got to work on the little mini quad motor. So if I got those head bolts, I'm gonna try to get that so we can get Caleb Gamble going for this weekend. And obviously this is our frame here. You can see there's nothing been done here. There's a lot of planning involved. Okay, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
But there's no wrenching been done on it, but there is a lot of planning and behind the scenes and ordering and that kind of stuff. And honestly, Brandon, I'm not sure we're gonna make it by the first race. But between the cart shop, between you riding and making sure we keep the bike maintenance over there, you know what I mean, and with Kyla, I'm not sure we're gonna make it with this one, the first round. So may not even be the second round, but listen, it's okay. We have our options there, so he'll ride either one of those 2 4-wheelers there. Both of those quads are in very good shape. Obviously, we'd like to try to get this one done. And how'd your practice go, Brandon? When you went out there yesterday, you and Kyla went and rode. We got some rain on Sunday, so it shouldn't have been dusty out there.
Yeah, the dirt was good. Kyla had some issues. She rode for about 45 minutes, and she had a water pump cover actually have like a little
almost like a pit hole in it or something. Almost like you took a drill bit and drilled a hole in it.
Yeah, like a little tiny hole. So
yeah.
Got to replace that. Obviously, that caused a little bit of issues for her.
But she rode how long?
45 minutes.
Oh, 40. Okay, so she did a 45-minute video. So we got to repair that, and that may be tonight's project for you. I don't know.
Yes.
So anyway, got to get that fixed. I'm not sure what caused that hole. I'm not sure if the motor, because the motor was freshly built, so I don't know why.
Sort of weird.
It is kind of weird. So, but anyway, we're gonna. We don't have a new one, and we have a race on Saturday, so we don't have time to get a new one unless we try to do overnight and then all that kind of garbage. But our options is we could pull one off that engine that we just pulled out.
Yeah.
This past weekend.
Plan on doing just taking the one out of the old motor that we just took out.
Yeah.
Put it on there.
Yeah, so we'll do that, and then obviously your 4-wheeler, you've got to maintenance it. We have had a problem with the green 4-wheeler, and Brandon, we can walk over there and talk about it if you want to. But what happened was there's something wrong with the center of the steering or something, right? So essentially, when you start it up, it immediately turns right. And
something with the steering. Don't know what it was. We're out practicing less than a week ago, I'd say, with this bike, and we had an issue where it did good for about 4 or 5 laps and loaded up on the trailer. Everything felt good. Brought it back here, and it sort of just kind of startled us. It started driving to the right and pulling to the right, obviously.
Yeah, so. I mean, you can start up and run across the shop here, and it'll pull to the right really hard. Yeah. So we got our hold of our friend at B&R Motorsports, Robert Smith, and he says that it potentially could be one of 2 issues. It could be that it just needs to be recentered, which requires putting it on the bud system.
That's what we think it is.
Yep.
Because it seems like when you start it, it centers the steering to the right.
Right.
So
either that, or it could be the unit is going to start giving us some problems, which is no good. So anyway, we have one of our friends this weekend, Wayne Mossbrick. He races Florida Trail Riders and won a GNCC National Championship, 4x4C, I think it was, a couple years ago. Really cool dude, and he races these things too, locally now, and does a few GNCCs. But anyway, he's a huge supporter of Brandon, and so anyway, he has the bud system, and we are going to take both of these quads this weekend. He will more than likely race the yellow 4-wheeler, but we're going to take them this weekend, Brandon, and Wayne is going to put it on the bud system and see what is exactly going on. But in the behind the scenes, we are working on our own laptop and the buds 1 and 2 and that kind of stuff, just because we need it. Yeah, I mean, fortunately we've been very blessed and not needed it much, okay, up until this point. I don't know how, God knows how we've done that, but we would like to have our own thing so we could diagnose things and that kind of stuff. So we're hoping to get that. We got it in the works. So anyway, we got to get the right laptop and that kind of stuff, and we would like to also get the laptop to be only 784 Pro Row 784 Racing, which is what Brandon's race team is called. And I can do my videos, and we want to eventually have a website of some sort so we can promote Brandon. Have places where you guys can go buy shirts and hats and that kind of stuff, and to get discounted rates. The other thing you'll notice too is Brandon and I have jackets on. It's Tuesday afternoon, and we're in Florida, and that sun's out. What do you think the temperature is, Brandon? 55?
Probably 50, 55, yeah.
It's 50, 55 in Florida, and that is cold. This morning it was cold. I come out early this morning to work on my dad's cart, and I kept the door shut. Almost needed a darn space heater, to be honest with you, but hey, listen, it's cold down here. I know you guys getting snow up north, and a lot of you guys viewing our channel, you got 12 inches of snow up there. Well, we're not going to have snow down here, but it's chilly. We're Florida residents, and it gets below 60. I start grabbing for a jacket. And but anyway, we're going to work a couple 3 hours tonight, not late. Miss Karen's got supper going to be doing tonight, and we've told her that we would probably work a couple 3 hours. So that puts us in around 9 o'clock. And we're going to try to put up around 9 o'clock tonight. Brandon's going to get some stuff done. I'm going to go over here and get started on this little DRR engine for Caleb Gamble. And so I got to get it mounted. And Brandon looks like he's getting that over here. I may end up moving my dad's golf cart just so we'll have more room, or I may end up moving this frame here. I don't know. These seem to be our workstations over here, because my tools are over there. This is a little caddy that's got tools in it, miscellaneous stuff, but that's my main toolbox over there. It's got all my stuff in it. So may end up just moving some of this stuff around just so we can work. So I'm gonna set you guys down. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Maybe I'll get some stuff of Brandon over there, and I'll show you the pinhole that we're talking about on the Miss Kilahs 4-wheeler. Is it? It was. Where's it in the very back side of it? Right there. It almost looks like you took a drill bit and drill a hole in it. Oh. So you drained what fluid was left. So Brandon, very, very interesting. So he got the cover off there. Brandon, can you shine a light right here? So this is the water pump here, and so I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be able to see. Don't shine right on there, but this is the hole right here. And what it was doing is just pissing out that hole. Well, we took this off, and it appears like something's been rubbing on that.
Almost looked like a drill bit.
It almost looked like a. I'll take my screwdriver and I'm gonna point at it. So you see this area right here? Not sure. No. kind of weird. This piece is rounded, and then obviously these fins. I'm not sure. Just not sure what's going on there. Not sure. Anyway, that will probably have to be a question for somebody way beyond our knowledge. Just never seen that before. It's got the little pins. The pins there. I mean, it can't. You know, it's not like it's not centered in the right place. I don't know. So anyway, that's what happened to Miss Kyla yesterday during practice yesterday. She rode, what'd you say, about 45 minutes, Brandon?
Yeah.
About 45 minutes. I noticed that there's water pissing everywhere. And so obviously it looks just like you did a drill bit and just drilled a hole in it. But that is awful, awful weird. Now, this is your new engine here, so we don't know a lot about it. You know, it was just placed in the bike a couple, 3 hours ago, which is what she's got on there. So we got planned on doing FTR this weekend. So anyway, I don't know. We'll continue to dissect it and see if we can find out something. All right, so Brandon, you got Kilahs yfz450 all put together, right?
Yep.
Everything seemed to work out good?
Yeah, I think she mentioned to me today something about coming down maybe tomorrow and riding. So I don't know.
Well, let's get over here. This damn radio's too loud. So yeah, so that's what I'm thinking tomorrow. Maybe you guys should ride, mainly just to test hers, make sure it doesn't leak, that kind of stuff, and then also to go ahead and ride your 850 before the FTR, which is prep night, will be Thursday night. Now it looks like you brought this guy over here because there is some much needed maintenance. Along with the steering, there is some oil change, a belt change, front end, some looking at there. Seems like there's some stuff that's come loose there, and we may have to end up replacing some of that stuff there. So let's go ahead and get after it, and then that way when we take it down to FTR this weekend, if we put it on the bud system and if the center starts, the power steering center is back up, you may ride this one.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Just to keep hours on that off that 850, right? So now this quad, Brandon, it's kind of weird. This quad does have 10 hours less than the 850. But anyway, listen, this is a 1000, and this particular track got some field sections in it. You might could use the 1000. But Brandon really likes the way that one there drives and handles and all that. But this one's good too. You know what I mean? His favorite bike, you know, and you guys all understand this, but everybody has a favorite four-wheeler, and that's Brandon's favorite four-wheeler. So there's nothing wrong with it. It's just still got the GVC tires on there. We still got the HMF exhaust on there. So we have the same thing that's pretty much on there. There's a couple of differences here. This one has is it Texera? I think it's Texera or whatever. Lower A-arms, adjustable A-arms, that has stock on it. And this one does have some really nice axis shocks, which Brandon really does like. We just don't know whether it's probably the front end setting. And it's been so crazy. We just, you know, we took about a month and a half off, and it's been so crazy. We just haven't had time to, like, just take some time. I'd like to measure the bump steer in it, measure the caster, and that kind of stuff, you know what I mean, with all my race car gizmos and all that stuff. But it's time. You know, he's in full train mode right now, and we're just trying to keep four-wheelers underneath him, and there'll be a time when we get to that, and I'll certainly do a video on that. But anyway, I was going to bring you over here. I've got the cylinder head on the little Too Fast DRR engine. I am getting ready to, I had to put the shorter head bolts in there, or I'm sorry, the longer head bolts in there, and we had to put a new crank and all in this. I'm getting ready to set the squish on this. Any of you guys know anything about two-strokes, squish is very, very important. These are my sorted gaskets here that I'll be using here. So but anyway, I'm gonna go get my stuff, and I'm gonna get the squish done in this thing right quick, and then we got to put on all the timing, the stage 6 timing stuff, and all that. So anyway, and it's already getting late. It doesn't take long to get late around here. On Kilah's bike, he ended up putting a used one on there. So he pulled the one off the engine that come out of the four-wheeler, That's the old one that's on there. He put it back on there. But that's what Miss Kilah's got. Miss Kilah, obviously we don't have a new one. She just broke that last night, that water pump cover. So Brandon, what Brandon did is he pulled the one off the engine that we just pulled out last week and put on this. So we will more than likely be ordering a new one, obviously for this motor here, but I want to go ahead and put a new one on hers too. Still don't know what happened there. We put them side by side, and just kind of weird. It's kind of a weird spot to do that in. I don't know, but it looked like something got in there and ate it, almost like you took a drill bit, but it's kind of weird. But anyway, all right, Brandon's got the tires off this thing. He's it looks like he's getting ready to start looking and adjusting and figuring out what we got. I do know that there's a plate or so back here in the back here that we're going to replace, so he's got to get the bolts out for that for sure. And then the power steering unit there, we want to address and make sure there's no wires close to the coils over there, that kind of stuff that could be screwing this thing up. So we've had people, heard of people having those problems before. But all right, I'm gonna put the camera down over here and get after it here. So Brandon, you got the right front A-arm off there. You did discover that these bushings were bad, right? Yes. So when these bushings were in there, I mean, they were definitely, the holes were, you know, egg-shaped. There's one right there. I know it's hard to see on the camera, but it was egg-shaped. So this should tighten up the front end for sure, for the most part, just putting new bushings in there, right, Brandon? Yeah,
this won't fix our issue with it pulling to the right, but
no,
this will solve a big
well, I mean, we knew that we had to maintenance the front end, and we haven't did that in a while, so we realized that we needed to do that. And the other thing is we would tighten these things up, and you'd go out and run a, you know, an hour and a half motor or something, come back in, the darn things would be loose the next night we checked them. Yep. So that was an indication that we had something going on, and we didn't want to continue riding it until we pulled it apart and looked at it. So the other thing is didn't you say that piece was worn out, Brandon? Yes. There's a piece goes in here. I can't remember exactly where it goes, but anyway, we're going to replace that just because it egg shapes the hole in there once that dang bolt. Well, the bolt itself wasn't really loose, Brandon, so to speak. Yeah. It was the dang bushing that was, and it would work itself back and forth. So it has egg shaped that a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and get that done, and we may end up pulling the axles out and servicing the, I don't know. I know we got to service the diff. I know the front diff, and so anyway, I'm not sure what all is going to happen here to be able to get this thing. We just know that we needed to do some maintenance work on it, okay? And got to do oil service, the belt, that kind of stuff, and then also with the steering pulling to the right like that. So Brandon can't even ride the ATV at this point. So he hasn't ridden it in a couple weeks, Brandon? Yeah. Maybe a couple weeks. So he hasn't ridden it in a couple weeks, mainly because we knew we needed to do the front end, and we didn't want to continue riding it when we knew something was not right. So anyway, that's what we're working on tonight. So anyway, I got the cylinder head, got the squish set. Got the bolts all torqued down here. Getting ready to put the Brandon and I are sort of sharing the table here, but I got to put the cap on there, torque that down, and then once I do that, then I'll get the timing, the stage 6 put over here, and get that all addressed. But anyway, so we'll put this darn thing down and go ahead and get after it and get after some more. It has gotten cold. We have shut the doors down in here. Brandon, what do you think? It's dropped 10 degrees.
It's definitely colder.
No fans going, eyes watering a little bit, and wish I had some coffee. And it's chilly out here. Hey, it is absolutely chilly out here. So. Okay. I can't throw that. I'm trying to hold something. No. I'm trying to hold the wrench. Not quite. All right, Brandon, so I'm at a stopping point, and looks like you're at a stopping point, and it's gotten late, and then we're cold. Let's see. I'll explain to where I'm at. Got the cylinder head on, got the ignition timing on, this little DRR engine intake. Well, this is what has stopped me. So what we done is we changed the crank from a stock 90cc DRR crank to a too fast 89 point something or another, 89.6 or something. I don't know exactly what it is. Anyway, the splines are different on the crank here, and what happened is evidently we didn't get the little kicker cup. This is all the original stuff here. There's this little kicker cup goes right here, and this one is way too large to go on there. So anyway, I'll have to go to the parts department, i.e. Terry Hancock, to get that kicker cup for this weekend. So anyway, that's not going to hinder me. I'll go ahead and put the slipper clutch on here in the back. I got to put a torque spring, and there's some stuff laying over there. I got to grease and oil all that over there. I'll put this on there, put the side cover on there, and probably put this engine in that four-wheeler probably early in the morning. And then I'll go get that kicker cup tomorrow and be able to finish this thing up and start it up. Now, I'm not quite sure where Brandon has ended up. We've sort of been working and not been speaking and that kind of stuff just because we've been busy. What do we got going on here?
Both the arms are out. Both sets of bushings were all bad. Luckily we got fresh ones on the shelf, and we decided that green wasn't our color, and we decided to go black. So
okay.
So now we painted black.
All right, so yeah, so Brandon, I don't know if you can see that, but Brandon has painted them black. These were green. Now you know, Brandon, that's not powder coat. That's merely rattle can spray paint. Okay. I guess we just keep it spray painted.
Yep.
For the time being. You know what I mean? And that bike, that quad does have a lot of green. We call it the green machine because of that. Michael Aurelia is the guy we got this thing from, and he loved green. Okay, so anyway, but that's what happened. So the A arms were green, and Brandon painted them black. Luckily for you, it's mostly the bottoms that get all beat up and scratched up and that kind of stuff. So
hopefully it won't be that bad.
Yeah, so we'll just keep it. We'll just keep them, you know, painted up and all that stuff. I was trying to turn that radio down because they'll get me for copyrights again. Even though I'm trying to sing, who was that? Dolly Parton or whoever the hell it was.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah. So, all right. So what do you think? A stopping point?
Yep.
And we'll get out here early in the morning and go ahead and put those A-arms back on, let them dry overnight, even though it's colder, and I'll get out in here. I bet it's 45 degrees in here.
That's cold.
So, and I bet it's even colder outside. So 45 degrees, and that's pretty chilly for us. So anyway, so we'll put those A-arms on in the morning, Brandon, and get all this thing buttoned back up, and also you got to put that little piece on there unless you've already have that little metal piece. So got to do that, and we do not have new bolts. I'd like to put new bolts in there, but we did not have new bolts. But he did put brand new bushings in those A-arms there. So got the axis shocks there laying on the seat, ready to go. So yeah, so that's what we'll do tomorrow. You're thinking maybe a little bit of moto here?
Maybe a little bit. We'll see. Hopefully work doesn't go too crazy, but we should get off decently and get home. And we're gonna align that fuller there just to go over it, and then go out and ride it.
But you're just going to ride here, though. You're not going to the camp.
I'm not going to camp.
Yeah, so it won't be no hour or so moto. I mean, it's just going to be a warm-up session, right? Just to make sure.
Make sure everything's good and everything's good. And hopefully Kyla comes down and maybe she can ride hers a little bit, or I might have to ride it for just a second.
Just to make sure that doesn't leak and all that kind of stuff. Because there again, we did not have a gasket for that either. So merely what we did is we pulled that off, and that little cover there, we just barely pulled that off, Brandon, and tried to take care of it, and put a little bit of black silicone RVT on it, just a little bit, just to hopefully seal it. And it's not leaking now. We did do a heat cycle in it, and it's not leaking, but that doesn't mean anything until we get out there and get under a load and that kind of stuff. But these darn dogs, I think they've had a good time tonight. They stay outside in the kennel up there, and they're getting ready to go back in there because they tear up a lot of stuff and carry things off, and they got sticks and balls and, you know, wood and all that stuff. Look at her looking at you. Look at her. Yeah, I see. I'm a mean girl. All right, so listen, so Brandon's ready to go in, and I am too. So we're going to wrap things up for tonight, and didn't do a lot of, you know, exciting things tonight, but sometimes this is what it takes. You know, it's just part of being in the ATV world and trying to run a pro 4x4 racing program. You know, this is what it does. It's just a lot of little stuff, and it all adds up. Okay, it all takes time, and we'll get there. There's a quad sitting over there that we still got to assemble, which we know that, but you know, most importantly, we got to keep Brandon riding and keep him getting some seat time and that kind of stuff. So we will get to that ATV and get going. We're waiting on a few items here and there, and once we get everything, we should be able to roll pretty quick. So as always, guys, I appreciate you guys watching me and watching our channel and being interested in what we do. It makes us feel good, okay? And like, comment, and share. We love the comments. We love the shares and subscribers and that kind of stuff. I wake up every morning really early, and I'm always interested in see what happened the day before and on YouTube. So I watch a lot of YouTube. Don't watch a lot of TV, but I do watch a lot of YouTube. I got a lot of channels that I follow, and you know, I just love it. You know what I mean? Just love the YouTube stuff. And anyway, we're going to get better, and I feel like we're getting better. I think the quality's gotten a little bit better, and the rambling hasn't stopped, just like now. So I'm going to let you guys go, but I appreciate everything. Thank you, guys.